Prashanti. I pay 35,000 rupees per month for a 1 BHK apartment in Bandra, and this is how I became the tenant.
I'm in the prime suburb of Bandra. They say that the soul of Bandra lies in its bylanes. I'm in one such bylane today to meet our tenant. Our tenant today, she's young, works in finance and moved to Mumbai 2 years ago. Her name is Prashanti. Let's go meet her. Hi Prashanti.
Hi Vishal. Welcome.
So thank you Prashanti for inviting us to your home. So Prashanti, what was the deciding factor in dealing and closing on this apartment?
I think it all boils down to the price in the end. Like, it's the price, and I know for a fact that this was not going to last in the market for long. I mean, you have this price, this square footage, and the area with this open space. Like, you don't get this anywhere in Bandra. I mean, it's a steal deal. So it was the price. I was like, and the funny part was I had seen this apartment all like online, and I paid my deposit, and then I moved with my bags when I saw it for the first time.
So you before you closed it, you seen the apartment?
I did not see the apartment. It was all via the video cam. My landlord called me and he video called me. It was all through my gut, but I knew for a fact this was not good. Obviously, I did a background check and everything, so I knew this was legit. But yeah, it had to be done, the deal, because I know I've seen it. I've seen like apartments like slipping through my fingers like in like minutes. This morning, a broker one time sent me an apartment and I loved it, and I was like, well, I have this meeting at work, so I'll come back to you and then we can go and place. The next thing I know, it's gone. And this has happened to me several times, so I knew I had to take a fast decision, and I'm glad I did, because it's a steal.
How was the pricing of this deal?
So I actually got this apartment during the lockdown, and so you can imagine. So I got this for 35,000 rupees per month. Yeah, but obviously utilities are not included. So I pay extra for electricity, water, not water, but electricity, internet, my house help, all of that is again separate.
What was the key trigger that got this thing done for you, this apartment?
Okay, so one of the key reasons was obviously the close proximity to my office. It literally takes me less than 20 minutes to go to the office from here. And when I talk to my colleagues, and they literally, they obviously tell about how long it takes for them to get to home or get to the office from their respective apartments, and they live really far away. So one of the things that was that I need to be a place where I'm closer to the office, because I don't want to waste my time just traveling. So this was like the best option.
How many apartments did you see before you finalized on this apartment?
So if you see my phone, I have numbers of like 20 brokers. So you can imagine, I probably have like, on photos, I probably would have seen like 50 plus apartments just on my phone. And I've visited about 10 apartments. And then obviously the lockdown happened, so I couldn't go anywhere. And but then I came across no brokers. I was simultaneously looking at no broker as well at the same time, but I didn't find anything. All these apartments were looking really shabby and sketchy. And then I saw this apartment, immediately fell in love.
What all did you get in the apartment when you were closing this deal? How much of it was furnished? How much?
So it was actually completely unfurnished, but the landlord was amazing enough to help me with this table where we were sitting and having this conversation. This was by the landlord. The futon over there, that's from the landlord, and also like that desk. So the TV console, yeah, rest is all mine, pretty much. Also the air conditioner in the bedroom, and yeah, that's there.
So was it a key requirement for you that you wanted at least a semi-furnished apartment, or you would have been okay with it unfurnished as well?
No, so I think one of the key requirements that I would really have wanted was to at least have an air conditioner. I mean, it's a very humid place, you need air conditioner in Mumbai, so yeah, that was like one of my prerequisites. To have an air conditioner and obviously like a gas stove and connection. Yeah.
Typically, how's your commute? Do you commute by train, bus, Uber, auto, taxi? What's some?
Okay, so I either take autos or Uber, depending on the weather. Because if it rains or something, I'd rather take a cab, and else I'd take an auto. Train is something I've tried. I mean, but then again, like there's no place to go, because again, it's Bandra, so I can't really take the train to the office from here. But yeah, I stick to autos.
And in your commute, do you face too many challenges in terms of Getting an Uber or auto, is it expensive? What's your experience?
Oh no, never had any issues until it's raining and there's surge price on cars or something. But apart from that, never. I've never faced any problem. It's like usually I usually get an Uber auto, and funnily enough, when I leave for the office around 9 o'clock from my house, and it's usually the same guy. Sometimes he's coming and waiting for me. Yeah. I mean, not really. I mean, but he knows that I come. Sometimes they just know that, okay, she's gonna go to BKC, so he calls me the BKC wali madam. So, yeah.
So what's a typical provision for you when it comes to groceries? Are you one of those millennials who only orders online, or you visit physical stores as well?
I do. I mean, there's the convenience of having like Instamart and Big Basket and Amazon Fresh. Like you can just you can have groceries like at the tip of your fingertips. But I'm also a little bit of an old-fashioned person who likes to go to the shops and pick up stuff. So yeah, I go to this really close by this amazing grocery store. It's one of my favorite as well. It's called Patel, and it's also like a 5-minute walk from here. So you get everything there, and you get a lot of imported stuff as well. So like imported groceries from Europe or Dubai or US, something like that. Or if I want something renowned, a bit of a higher place, but I want Nature's Basket and Food Hall as well. But that's because when I'm trying to eat super clean. But then once you go and get groceries from there, then you can't eat out the rest of the month. Yeah.
So here, one of the things I notice is that while the area is peaceful, the last mile move over here requires you to walk.
Yes.
So is that a big inconvenience or it's okay?
It was a little bit of an inconvenience before, because it was just okay, and it's a hassle because every time I would have my friends over for the first time, you have to tell them, because they're always they have to get down the Ubers or autos near where you came from, and then you'll have to walk for at least a minute, so it's always confusing for them to which exit to take and then where to turn, and so it was a little bit of an inconvenience. Now I'm used to it, but especially if I have to travel or something, or if one of my parents have to come here, so it's a inconvenience for them because they'll usually come with a big suitcase, so they have to walk it out from the Uber to here. So
do your parents come often?
They've been here twice, my mother has. Yeah.
So they come infrequently, but they come.
They come infrequently, yeah. Again, but yeah, they come to see me, or I'll go and see them.
What's the thought they have when they come and see you stay in this apartment?
So my mother's thought initially was literally she just didn't like the way. And when I told her that, so she was excited for me. She likes the place, she likes the indoors of the place, but then she just doesn't like the outside area. She just hates walking towards, especially the first time when she was here. It was slightly raining outside, so it was a bit dirty, and then she had this big suitcase which she didn't want to carry, so of course I was carrying it for her, and she was not happy about it. And then of course there's no, my parents are not that old, but still there's no lift, so she has to walk up, and she's not used to that. So
what did she think about the apartment that you're living in?
She calls it a shoebox, of course, but then she came to my bedroom and she compared it with her bathroom in Jamshedpur, Bangalore and Hyderabad, basically. She said it's the size of her bathroom.
And clearly because it's a narrow road, there's an issue of parking. So what happens to people who own cars here?
So basically, obviously, I've seen all of them who have their two-wheelers downstairs that they park. Four-wheelers, I'm actually not sure where they park, but I know for a fact that there are people who probably have a four-wheeler here. But yeah.
So they probably park on the street.
Yeah, probably park on the street on the left, because I think there are not just here, but I've seen apartments if you go towards Dr. Ambedkar Road and all of that as well, that there are really tiny apartments, but there's no place for parking cars. But I'm pretty sure someone would have a car there. So I think it's they all park on the street.
So in this apartment, what is the one thing you like the most in this apartment? What part of the apartment you like the most?
Sitting here and having my cup of coffee. This is one of my favorite places. In the morning when I wake up, I literally come here and open my doors and sit here and have a cup of coffee or meditate sometimes. This is my favorite place, yeah.
And what's the one thing you dislike the most about this apartment?
Indoors or?
Indoors, outdoors, anything?
So outdoors, of course, the tiny lane that you have to come from, because it can be a little bit of an inconvenience, because sometimes when you have to when you have a lot of stuff in your hand and but you have to walk from getting off the Uber on an auto. So that is a bit of an inconvenience, a hassle, because you have to carry all your stuff and then you have to walk 2 kilometers, almost a 2-minute walk, and then you have to come inside. So that's a bit, yeah. Inside the apartment, not really. I actually like everything about this place, yeah.
So one of the things about Bandra, and especially this apartment in particular, is that Bandra has a lot of celebrities who stay here.
Yes.
The closest apartment there is Bollywood actor Salman Khan, who has his home here.
Oh yeah, it's very close by, yeah.
So, are those factors in decision making for someone like you? That the people
No,
around
it
you?
doesn't matter. No, 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 not really.
He'll be staying in his apartment and you'll be staying in yours.
Yeah, just like no, not really. No, I think also another reason that I really took this apartment was like, obviously it's like spacious. Like you don't get this anywhere. And I've been to so many friends' house and like you don't get this open space anywhere. It's such a steal. Like, I mean, and I love the tiny lanes. It's just very quaint and quiet, and you have these local coffee shops and like grocers and everything that you can get access to. So yeah.
So, do you visit these coffee shops often?
I do, yes, I do. So one of my favorite coffee shops probably in in India is like literally, I'm just lucky enough to be living there like 5 minutes away from there. So I usually go there and like sometimes pick up a cup of coffee before going to the office. Yeah.
So, one of the things people say about Bandra is that rents are high, but the cost of maintaining a lifestyle in Bandra also is expensive. Have you noticed that?
Oh, always, yes, a lot. It's like obviously you just like kind of get sucked into the lifestyle.
So, what part of the lifestyle, in your view, costs the most, and what do you enjoy the most? In it?
So I do like obviously like going out and stuff, eating out because I love eating fine things. I love eating like trying new restaurants and cafes or bars or anything. So because there's so many nice restaurants here, but the food is amazing. It's just like you are paying for the food, but it's not. It doesn't come in cheap. It's actually really like it is pricey.
One other part about this apartment is do you feel safe at all times?
Okay, so I have never in my life felt this safe than here, and I have lived in Europe, and I have been in apartments or streets where I felt like completely unsafe and like walking and I was scared, but here nothing. Like this place like seems like so safe. Like it's like my safe heaven. I come back from the office and this is like it's just the thing that I want after a long day at work. So yeah.
So is that because in the evenings typically we see a lot of elderly people talk on the street?
And it's not even that. It's just like it's like a city that never sleeps. Like even at 10 o'clock from the office or something, if I'm like not even 10, later than that, if I'm walking home from the office, there are always people sitting. It's all the local people. They're like gatekeepers of the community. They're always sitting there. Yeah.
So it's a friendly neighborhood over here.
Super friendly. Everyone's super helpful. Like if I like probably drop a bag or something, there'll be 10 people coming to help me up if they're outside there. Yeah.
So around this, I noticed that it's very much dominated by Catholics.
That's correct.
Some very lovely houses.
Correct.
Gives you a go and feel. So at the time of celebration, does it get a lot of fun here?
Oh my God, yes. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful chaos because it's just so, it's like lighted up and all the streets looks beautiful and perfect, and they always like, I mean, it's the lights and everyone's outside and in a celebratory mood. So yeah, it's just beautiful during the Christmas time, especially like December. It's like this neighborhood. I've seen people like coming here from like places, just walking around, doing like walking tours of Bandra, just for all the Christmas decorations. Yeah.
So would you keep staying in Bandra in case if your workplace it remains at BKC, or there's something you want to upgrade, or this is the upgrade?
I would upgrade probably in Bandra, definitely, but another place that I would quite like to explore and live is Colaba.
What attracts you about Colaba?
I think it's this architecture. It's just like the culture. It's just like has such a nice feel about the entire architecture, the way it's built. I just love it. I just love that contemporary style, like old British style, but it's also like a little bit modern as well. But it's like nice. I love the aesthetics there. So yeah.
So in the morning you leave at 9 o'clock for office. What time do you return typically?
Typically any time between like 7 to 9 in the evening, but it's banking for you, so it's like long hours. So yeah.
And do you exercise over here?
I do. I go for runs. I used to go for like runs often, especially when it's not raining, because Bandstand is like literally like stone's throw away. So you can just like, I go for runs, I go for walks. I love walking. Usually sometimes on weekends I just love to walk for an hour, like places. Just walk around Bandra a lot. Or I go to the gym. I go to the gym that's in my office. I was going to the gym here close by, but it's in Linking Road, so it was just a little bit of off track and it was just not matching my schedule. So yeah.
Well, Bandra as a suburb has a paucity of 1 BHKs. That's why most young professionals are forced to share apartments in larger spaces to control their budget. The apartment here is a proper, well-planned 1 BHK. It came semi-furnished, which is a big requirement for single young professionals. It has a balcony, which is a dying breed in Mumbai today. So on the count of apartment, it's a definite yes. Building. While this building has good open space, there are major flaws as well. 2 big flaws are on the lift and parking. This building does not have a lift. That means it's inconvenient for senior citizens to reside in. On the count of parking, it had inadequate parking, which makes it difficult for a family to live here. So it's a definite no on the factor of building. Third, surrounding. While the immediate surrounding may be troublesome, there are many positives around. Cafes and groceries are very close by. This area around has a very big mini Goa feel. It gives you a vibe, it's an old charm. Fourth, in terms of connectivity. The last mile connectivity is a problem. Getting an Uber, auto, taxi means a distant walk. Even the local railway station is not close by. So on the count of connectivity, it is a no. The fifth and the most important point, value for money. Bandra is an expensive suburb because of its profile and connectivity to major economic hubs. So at 35,000 rupees a month for a proper 1 BHK, this plan scores. It is a yes.